Tonight on the Cult Show, we're going to Italia. The majestic views, the fine wines, and the Fulci. Oh, the Fulci. City of the Living Dead, tonight.
IBS got you down?
Yay!
Oh, the Fulci of it all.
Oh, the Fulci.
The Fulci of it all.
Yes, and welcome everyone.
Welcome.
It's the Cult Show.
Hi.
No.
I think that we got a light askew.
That's okay, because that's how we
needs
do
it?
things.
Who
We
needs
prepare
it?
and we prepare, and then we
It's
still
not like
forget.
We haven't been doing this for 6 years.
Since last we met in this
We
basement.
we just make things too easy on ourselves.
The ghosts
Sometimes
move
we just
stuff
have to forget.
around when we're not here.
That's true too. The resident ghost.
Ghosts is a plural.
Oh yeah, multiples. Yeah, I keep.
Oh, we got
forgetting.
multiples.
Multiples.
Oh, we
Hey,
got
hi,
multiples.
howdy,
Hi.
ciao.
We're doing Caleb's favorite subgenre. Italian horror films of the past.
He loves it. He loves it so much.
I'm so happy right now. I could spit.
It's
I could
dripping.
spit nails. I'm so happy.
Spitting nails. The joy is roiling off of you. Roiling. It's hot, so it might be broiling off of you.
Broiling, broiling.
We're in one of those places where it's like really, really hot. And you know how it gets in this basement, y'all. We talk about it every year.
Yep.
We die in this basement.
We make sacrifices for the good
For
of
you.
you.
I did it for you, Dad.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Hey, Sasha, you can keep that my name out of your mouth while you play with that Ouija board. Thank you.
Are we playing Ouija?
Wow.
Get the Ouija going. I want to make some calls.
Is it long distance included?
It's local.
Nice. Okay. So, I guess we should probably say, hey, everyone, thanks for being here like we did. And we're talking Italian, and we're going to give you a cheers as thanks for being here. Hold your drinks up high. Take in all the Fulci you can.
Do you guys?
One of these days, I'll remember to turn black and white off
Color.
on that stinger.
We
Yeah.
like the color.
Do you
Yeah.
guys like that about our show? That it's in black and white all the time?
I don't know.
Just parts
Oh,
of it.
look,
are.
it's color.
You could. Wait, what?
Anyway,
Oh,
so
you
this
need
is
your chat.
the part where we
Oh yeah, Scott's got to set up our
The chat
thing.
so we
What
can
is
see it.
going on with me today?
It's very
like-
hard for
it's
us
like
to read the chat, but sometimes we can
low
get
effort
glimpses.
Friday, I guess.
I can tell you what happened, you guys. Scott ate bad shrimp. So now he's just
Yeah.
Would you say that the chook's gone off? Remember, we were going to use that more.
the chick's gone off. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding us.
I know that shrimp isn't chook. I know. Listen,
It works for anything.
watch the movie. We made. What's the movie called?
Do you know what they call shrimp in
the
Australia?
long weekend. Long weekend.
We watched Long Weekend. What?
Shrimp.
Okay, they call it
Because
shrimp.
you put it on the Barbie. Put the shrimp on the Barbie.
Right.
I'm sure they
call them
love that joke.
prawns.
A prawn.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't know what we're doing tonight.
No, it's hot and we're tired.
The energy in the studio is definitely very different.
It's a
tonight.
little chaotic, I want to say. Again, it's the melting.
It's the melting. It's the ghost. So it's okay. We're gonna pull it together. We're gonna end strong.
Or not. I
No.
mean, you know,
We're gonna be fine.
we're gonna end this round table strong. I can probably guarantee you that.
Yeah.
I cannot remember. Did I talk about that I saw Companion last time we met?
No.
Had I watched Companion?
No.
I watched Companion.
Yay. Did you love it?
I did like it a lot.
Okay.
Scott went into it not knowing spoilers. I knew spoilers. It still didn't ruin the movie by any means for me.
Yeah.
Maybe after the movie's been out a little bit longer on streaming, we can talk about it more. But it's fine. I also watched The Monkey. Where's the love for The Monkey? People, The Monkey was so much fun. That movie was so much fun, and I laughed so hard. And there was some little Uncle Stevie Easter eggs in there. Annie Wilkes.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet.
I
so-
know. Yeah, you're gonna love it. I had a great time watching that movie, and so did Scott. Next, What did I watch? I watched another thing. I watched Best Wishes to All,
Okay.
which is getting quite a lot of buzz. Japanese horror movie on Shudder is where most of us are watching it. I will say this. I'll back to the monkey because I see somebody made a comment about it. I liked I like the short story of the monkey. I found the movie more entertaining though than the short story. And I love Stephen King. It's neither here nor there. Best Wishes to All. Kind of brutal.
Okay.
It's got a lot to say. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Definitely go into that one pretty blind as well. I wouldn't want people to know too much, but you can know the basic synopsis that like they put on like Shudder or whatever, but don't go digging any deeper than that. I also watched Freywaka, I think is how you say it, on Shudder.
Shudder, yeah.
I love Shudder, obviously. We all love Shudder. With the blood tears. We're going to talk about blood tears in this film.
Oh yeah.
It's written and directed by a woman, Ashlyn something, and sorry girl, and it's the first like almost completely Gaelic language horror movie, which I thought was really cool. And it was a very, very enjoyable time to watch. It's kind of folky and kind of weird. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff to like stream right now. There's like a lot out. It's hard to keep up.
That's true.
A lot of good stuff.
Let's see. Did we talk about Life of Chuck last time?
No,
I don't
No.
think we did.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah.
I didn't see
Had a
it.
little matinee friend date with Neil over there, and we watched Life of Chuck,
We did.
and it is excellent.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of you saw it. It's kind of come and gone,
I
but
missed it completely.
Mike Flanagan, based on a Stephen King story. It's got a lot of the usual players that Mike Flanagan likes to use in his projects. Some are missing. That
Yeah.
kind of made me sad.
Notably absent.
True.
Yeah.
Um,
But
yeah,
great, just really good movie.
I know I'm gonna like
I loved it.
We love Flanny in this house.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
this basement, this is
I know.
Flanny's basement.
I finished Rumor Has It, which is book 3 of the You Sexy Thing space opera, I guess, series.
Yeah.
By Cat Rambo. Really good.
Love the first one.
And then a long time ago, do you guys remember talking about Leon the Lobster?
Yes, we love Leon the Lobster. Rest in power, Leon.
Yeah, I just found out a couple days ago that
Oh,
4 months ago,
Oh
the
no.
OG Leon the Lobster
he passed.
passed away. He was going into his 3rd molt and didn't make it out. And if you don't know Leon the Lobster, just type in on YouTube and go watch it. This guy basically rescues a lobster from a grocery store for eating.
He's never done this before.
And
He's an aquarium
decides
guy.
He's gonna keep it.
Yeah.
And like it's just all about his trials and what works and doesn't work. And
And he came in and stole all our hearts. And same thing,
So-
Howie the crab passed. It was a bad season for crustaceans.
so spoiler alert, I think the person has a new lobster. He's keeping it going.
He's the lobster man now.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, I hadn't checked up on it in a while. And I was like, I'm kind of sad now.
Maybe you're the reason Leon passed.
Because I stopped watching the
You
YouTube
stopped
videos.
believing. You stopped clapping and believing in fairies and believing in Leon.
So this sip is for you, Leon, up there in lobster heaven.
Lobster. Pour one out for my
You know,
homie.
I know.
Yeah.
No side of butter up there.
They
But
made some very entertaining videos about
They did.
that
They
lobster.
did. Yeah.
Okay. I partake on a little film called Abraham's Sons,
Oh,
a
yeah, yeah.
Dracula story.
Opens today in theaters.
It's in the theaters currently. It'll be gone by next week because probably no one will go see it.
I hadn't heard of it till you told me about it.
Right.
And I was really like blown away by the premise. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
So did you look into it or try and see?
Just a tiny
Okay.
bit because I don't know, I kind of want to like see it to believe it.
But yeah, it's a little basically Dracula. It's Van Helsing moves out with Mina. They hook up and move to the Central Valley of California, of all places.
But it's still historic.
Yes, kind of. It's set in the 1930s, I think.
Okay.
I believe. If I remember right. Anyway.
So a few years have passed.
Yeah, some time has
It
passed.
probably took them like 5 to 20 years to get
Make the
across
crossing.
America.
Probably. But
Yeah.
Mina and Harker have, I don't know, he's dead or they split up. I don't remember exactly what. He's probably dead. He probably didn't make the journey. Who knows? Anyway,
Sure.
So then Van Helsing and then they have kids, and then the Dracula starts, snooping around again. It's interesting. I mean, it's a little IFC film. We really like, they've been doing a lot of good stuff recently. So
Yeah.
again, we want to support our friends at IFC. So if you have time and aren't going to go watch Superman, perhaps you want to go watch Abraham's Sons.
I just never thought about moving the Van Helsing clan to like Dust Bowl era California.
We
Yeah.
didn't even know there was a clan.
No idea.
I always thought, Mr. Abraham Van Helsing was a monk.
Okay. He's been portrayed as maybe such in some times, but
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Anyway,
Remember Willem Dafoe? He was like
Sure.
Van
That's true.
Helsing, and
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
so now I'm picturing him and that character moving
Oh.
to the Central Valley.
Well, this one's played by, what's his name? Ty Welliver?
Yeah, something like that. He's the guy you recognize but don't know his name. That guy, one of those guys.
Yes. Or
But-
Titus? Maybe not Ty. Titus?
I don't know.
Titus Welliver?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's probably
Anyway.
not even worth talking about this long, to be honest.
It's
But
just so weird.
Yes,
Anyway.
but if this talk gets one person to go, then we've done our job.
See
okay.
it.
I rewatched Sinners.
Yes, I've seen it
yes.
twice as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was kind of cool to watch that again. And it still deserves all the accolades and wonderful words that we and everyone are saying about it. It is a miraculous film.
Sometimes the hype is real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It is fantastic.
sometimes.
Sometimes.
We were talking about the Chainsaw Awards from Fangoria.
Fangoria Chainsaw.
You and I
Awards.
have voted, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
because
Caleb,
at
not yet?
Fangoria, as they say, your vote
I've
still
voted
matters.
so many times.
so many
far.
times. Okay. So get out there. Chainsaw Awards on Fangoria are now available. And as Sandra and I were lamenting, it's some hard ones. You got to choose through.
There's some of the categories are like, God damn, how am I supposed to choose between like many really cool things? If you do vote or if you have voted, let us know what you put in for best kill. Because I stole Neil's one, but we don't want to color your vote.
No, we'll tell you after maybe.
Maybe. We'll tell them like next week or because voting closes like the 20th.
Is it that soon? Jeez.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's the 11th now and it closes the 20th. So get your votes in because Fangoria cares about you and your opinions.
They do. And then finally, I picked up something.
Whoa.
I found this today.
What is this?
Today I was in a CVS. That doesn't matter. I got this.
What is it?
I was getting a shot in my arm today.
Yeah.
It is
It looks like lima beans or like
It is pickle flavored jelly beans. Don't we enjoy pickle flavored things here?
May I see it?
You may see. I haven't opened it yet. So
You're-
yes.
By Clausen,
Caleb.
Yeah, Clausen's.
which is like a famous pickle people.
Oh yeah. Clausen. They
They're
have
the ones you find in the
in the
refrigerator.
refrigerator
They're nice
aisle.
and crispy.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you guys care to try
Yes,
one? No.
absolutely.
Yes. No.
I'm gonna
I
pass.
I had the pickle Rita from Sonic. It's a
Okay. Yeah.
pickle slushy
Yeah. I can't open it.
with pickle boba.
July's National Pickle Month.
Like they do like Fangoria.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
still
Absolutely.
do.
That's
Yeah.
it's yeah. It's right over there. We
It's
have
out
it.
of reach, but
I'm muted.
oh yeah, Fangoria does still
Yeah.
make a print edition. Neil is a subscriber. It's got lots of cool stuff
It's
in it.
really high quality print and imagery as well. You just let everyone know how the studio is,
They smell like pickles.
I don't care.
set up, which anyone
I don't
knows
care.
already.
Quite a color.
You're breaking
Quite a
like
color.
the fifth wall, I guess. Is what
Holy, Would you like some?
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Smell
Why
it,
not?
Right? You know, you want like a little piece,
I'm
little
fully
piece
kind
of
of
cheese?
I'm good. I'm
terrified.
gonna
They,
resist.
they smell like pickles.
They do.
They smell like
Oh, they're
pickles.
big.
Mm.
Yeah, these aren't like a Jelly Belly
big.
collab. This
Okay,
is
these
just
are
like a
like-
Clausen.
I'm doing a handful by
I
the
am
way.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
terrified.
I'm taking 2.
All right.
Okay, I'll do 2. All right.
I-
Oh
That tastes like a chewy pickle.
no. No.
Once you chew it more,
No.
it gets a little worse.
It builds. It's growing.
It does build.
Oh,
Once you chew it,
nope.
So we
it's a
That ain't
little
it, gang.
we typically love
worse.
pickle flavored things. I'm not sure if this is the right use for your pickle flavoring, but okay.
At what point is pickle flavoring gone too far?
I think you found it.
Oh, it's when you add sugar to it.
Was any real pickle harmed in the making of this product?
Wow, I love pickles, but
That ain't it.
I don't love that.
I've been on board with pickle flavored stuff for 25 years now.
Right.
You know, chips and
Mhm.
nuts and whatever.
You were a
else.
of member of,
But
of,
I am
of the
of the pickle
sunflower
club.
seeds and
Exactly.
Cheetos and love them all.
They've
It's
gone
not-
too far.
Yeah, I got
Pickle-
flaming hot pickle Cheetos now.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good.
You know what it is? Is it doesn't taste like pickles. It tastes like relish,
Oh, God,
which
I
I
made the hair
recognize
on
as
my
a
arm
pickle
stand
item,
up.
but like it's like sweet. You know,
Okay.
it doesn't taste pickle
Alright.
enough.
I got a big hit of pickle, which
Although
is
maybe-
odd, but
Maybe if you sprinkle that over like a hot dog, maybe it'll be better.
maybe producer Scott.
Well, you
A
know-
hot dog
maybe.
with what was the garbage we put on hot dogs? So the Cheese Whiz inside
Ah,
the
yeah, the
Garlic.
cheese in a can.
cheese whiz on a hot dog sprinkled with these jelly beans. That's the hell I
Interesting.
just imagined in my mind.
A toot sweet. Whistle
And-
pops.
Anyway, yeah. Okay. Reminder: CULTSHOW Radio is, of course, Thursdays nights at 7 p.m. On 92.3 and 88.1, or online krjf.org. And Laura, we know you were there 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Well, we
Aw.
did
So thank you, Laura, for listening on that. And
Return
then,
of the Living Dead.
of course, we don't know anyone else. No one else tells us they're listening, but we knew Laura because she had mentioned it.
That's so sweet, Laura.
Yeah. And then finally, Caleb knows where there's merch. And if Scott doesn't turn on the the bumper, then everyone else is gonna know.
My hands are off. My hands are
Okay.
off.
All right. If you go to www.thecultshow.com/store, you will find our merch page. Help us out,
There's mugs.
please. There's mugs, there's shirts, there's sweatshirts, there's water bottles, there's pillows, there's hats. You can purchase a movie and make us watch something.
Hmm. People buy this stuff, man. They like
There's
it.
dill pickle jelly
I mean,
beans.
We'll probably
Oh, we're not selling
sell
those.
one of us.
I vote for Michael. We'll sell
Okay.
you, we'll sell you Michael. All right, now you can roll the bumper.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 1980. City of the Living Dead. I was gonna attempt to pronounce the Italian title, but then I decided not to. The Italians don't deserve that. So this is, of course, a Lucio Fulci gem. 1980. Not rated.
Not surprising.
No, not rated, not surprising. So, this movie takes place primarily in the small hamlet of Dunwich in Massachusetts. The people of the city, the descendants, their ancestors burned witches, but it's not Salem, it's Dunwich. Somehow that has nothing to do with a priest who takes his own life, which opens a portal to hell. Do with that what you will. So this was my first time seeing City of the Living Dead.
This classic film.
I am not super well versed in the Italian horror movies. We've talked a little bit about Giallo and some other ones. It's a place for me where I have a big dip in my horror education. So, Neil,
Yes.
tell us about this movie, why you picked it, what you want out of this.
All right. So I don't necessarily, well, not necessarily, I do not have a love affair with Italian horror by any means. I've seen a fair number because, again, when you were in the video store in the 80s trying to get your hands on horror movies, there was a lot of that available. You know, at least the video stores that I went to, because they had, the ones I went to had usually an expanded horror section, you know, and you could get these things. So this one, this is one of the ones that stuck out in my head a lot.
Okay.
Because of certain scenes of, you know, of vomitrocious
Maggots.
reasons. Yes.
Worms.
Flying maggots.
Maggot storms.
Yes, those are the worst storms of all of them. The maggot storm. And you know what? I just thought it'd be. I know Sandra needs to see these films because, like you said,
I need to be educated. Yes.
I know that Caleb hates them, which makes
and
it.
B, you know, I don't need to see
Right.
these films. So win-win for Neil.
So it's a little bit more fun. I also thought that it would be really fun to pick at. You know what I mean? We're gonna have fun talking about
Pick at it like a sore.
Pick at it like a maggot in your hair. You're trying to get out. Yeah, that's. I just think it'd be a fun film for us to break down.
Yeah. Well, do you like it?
I think it's fine. I'm never gonna. I don't dislike it. I don't like. I never look for it as I need to watch City of the Living Dead this year. You know what I mean? It isn't like one of those.
I just got to get around to it. Yeah.
So-
Reminder in my phone just popped up.
But-
Time to watch City of the Living
City of the
Dead.
Living
Like the and there's several reasons why, but I mean, you know, there's the Gates of Hell trilogy, of course, House by the Cemetery, this one, and then The Beyond, which you know, they're all. It's funny, they're all. I'm not calling them similar films, but they are the same director. They're all like have things going on sub level where all the dead are, because basically in all of them the Gate of Hell is opened up for one reason
Somehow.
or another.
Those gates keep
Those
popping
gates
open.
keep opening up, whether you're building on top of your house on top of one, or priest off himself, whatever it might be. Anyway, it's, you know, they are there, but I'm very curious to hear what you guys think. And I'm a little sad producer Scott didn't get to watch the whole thing, because I would have loved to have heard his take, see if he could have sat through the whole one or not. But
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sad.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Of the two of us, I went in with little to no expectations. Just kind of like open mind, blank slate. I found the movie very entertaining to watch. It was legitimately like, you know, gross out and kind of fun. Like, it's not going to go down as like, again, something I'm probably ever watch again, but you know, I did kind of check it off my list a little bit
okay.
as I continue my Italian horror, my season in Italian horror. Yeah, I found it very entertaining to watch. I wish I had watched it with people, because that would have been like even more hilarious, because, you know, it's just me and the cat going
Right.
like, oh, Jesus, you know, when different bodily fluids and orifices and stuff. But
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. I thought it was kind of a romp.
Oh,
Dare
yeah.
I say.
Dare you say? All right.
Dare
Yeah.
you say. All right. Well, I also checked it off my box, and then I shredded the piece of paper the box was printed on.
You set it on fire.
You know, all right, the special effects are pretty dang good. I enjoyed those.
A lot of work, I think, went
it's-
into those things,
It's
man.
pretty gross.
Yeah.
It's too bad they couldn't have like tied in a decent plot to go along with those effects,
It is too bad.
in my opinion.
Could have
But,
been better. Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting used to them.
You're getting
We're wearing them down little by
fine.
little.
It was fine.
It was fine.
You know, maybe by the next one it'll be like, that's okay.
How would
And
you
then-
compare it to Don't Torture a Duckling?
Better? Duckling, City of the Dead?
Living Dead.
Living Dead?
Don't forget.
They're
Sorry.
alive.
See,
Kind
Dad,
of.
they're just like,
There's-
They're just a little movie.
he's coming right for us. Just laying on the ground.
There is a movie like, there's a moment like that in this movie.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I would agree that
We're Zardozing, Caleb.
I think we got a fair more to go, but
6 more years and I'm gonna love them.
that's right. But the part of the problem with this film is that it does meander
Oh my
You know what I
God.
mean?
There's
Oh
a
boy, does
big
it.
part right before
So-
the third act where you're like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
I was telling
But-
Neil at one point that I was reading the plot on Wikipedia.
I love it.
And on Wikipedia, it makes sense. You know, you're like, well, why didn't they just do that? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Why do you have to make it so...
Convoluted.
Yeah. Yeah. So now that I know that now that I know what the plot is from Wikipedia, thank you very much.
Think you ever did that?
Appreciate it. Donate to Wikipedia if you can. Yeah, it's not a bad movie.
Okay.
It's okay.
That's the most begrudging meh I've ever
It's all
heard.
right.
I think that's a huge step up.
It's
for
like a meh plus.
meh plus.
plus.
Okay.
So the movie opens in a misty cemetery, which is a very
Well,
promising.
even before that, it opens with a black screen and a scream.
Yeah,
That's the
Which-
first thing you get.
it's gonna happen twice. Actually, also in the opening, we get something I love, which is a seance.
That's
going
right.
on, and with some really groovy cats. This is 1980, this movie, but it still feels like earlier vibes.
Yeah.
But I love that they're having a seance. We have a psychic medium who's like kind of channeling something. I was way into that. Then we have the priest. What's his name? Father something.
His name is Father Abraham.
Had seven- many
Thomas?
sons.
Father
Thomas?
Thomas, I think.
Or no,
You sure it's not Bob?
No, Bob's another guy.
Or Joe?
Father William Thomas. Yeah.
Father William Thomas, but of course. So he goes to the cemetery. Do we know his motivation?
No,
or-
he looks very lost.
Looks
That's
very
what of mine.
lost.
A father lost in a cemetery.
I mean,
Okay.
he clearly had a rope with him, so he went. I think he went there
with a plan.
with a plan.
Was he holding it the entire time?
I
I
didn't
don't know
notice.
that, but
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
okay.
there's usually don't just look at the news. I guess I'll hang myself.
Let me just take my piece of rope for a walk.
Right.
Yeah. So it's sad. It's kind of sad. Yeah. He decides to end his own life, and that interrupts our psychic medium channeling.
Poor Mary.
Mary Woodhouse.
I know.
Just like Rosemary Woodhouse, a cousin, I hope.
Yes,
She is in New York as well. I have to wonder if that was kind of homage.
it could have been. It very well
So-
could have been.
And I like Mary for most of this movie. So there's a zombie skeleton thing that pops out of the leaves in the graveyard. Mary is very affected by this on some sort of a spiritual plane level, and it appears that she dies as well.
Straight up dies.
Dies of fright,
Dies.
right?
So it's like, don't get attached to anybody in this movie. They're going to die on you.
It's like The Walking Dead in here.
It's like The Walking Dead in here. So she's gone. He's gone. Detective shows up, and this detective is not buying it. He's not buying a word of it, that they're like, sorry, it was a seance, and like, you know, we live a risky lifestyle, and sometimes people just die in it.
Yeah.
But a newspaper man who's like chewing
Peter.
on a cigar the whole movie,
Peter.
Peter, he's gonna get on the case, so don't you worry about it.
Peter, now let's get into some dubbing while we're here.
Yes,
As we know,
unnecessary dubbing, because I believe all these people were speaking English.
for the most part, yes. You could tell that maybe the one or a few maybe that were not or didn't have had broken English, but for the most part, they looked like they were speaking English.
You could
but-
almost match it exactly.
Right. So as we know, of course, there is always full on wipe out the soundtrack and they make their own for whatever reason.
Correct.
The voice, though, I don't know if it was the actor who played Peter, the reporter, or not,
Mhm.
but the voice very well matched how the man looked. Like I definitely could see that voice
That was the
and that
I
man.
did not think that's where that was going.
me
but-
neither.
No, yeah, I'm giving the film its due.
Okay,
It was the voice
okay.
he was born to have.
It was.
Whether
Okay.
it was God given or not, who
Wow.
can say?
Like I actually have no issue with Mary's voice, with
Mhm.
no, I mean
Peter's voice.
Right.
Yeah,
And
That
I
was-
don't. I
he
do
is
kind of
Peter.
wonder. What's that?
He is Peter. That is Peter.
Peter's.
Yeah.
You mean Jerry?
Jerry's the therapist. Peter's the
Yeah.
reporter.
I'm talking reporter.
Reporter. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
because he had a rasp to it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and he's a cigar smoker.
Right.
And
Always
that
got
voice-
a cigar in
yep.
his mouth, except for that
He's like-
one. Except for that one scene.
He's chewing it.
At
Except
the
for that
end,
one
where he
scene.
says, "I wish I had a cigar."
He's like a grizzled, jaded old newspaper man.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. very, there's these kind of tropey characters we find again and again. So then we cut to the town of Dunwich, and we're getting some intersplice scenes here of what's happening in Dunwich. By the way, we're going to spoil a movie that's like over 40 years old.
45.
So, yeah, so just, prepare thyself if you haven't seen it. There's a creepy dude we come to know as Bob, who is having a date.
Ma'am.
Let's
Bob,
say.
Bob and his doll.
Sure, let's go with
That's the
that.
note I have.
And then there was a lot of earthworms, some that looked, I'm going to say, more alive than others.
Was that his doll though, or was that a?
And it was a corpsey.
Yeah, it was a corpse.
Well, no, but first there's a freaking blow up doll.
Yes.
Oh, the blow up doll. Yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
he's- like I said, he's on a date,
That's right. By the way, I gotta say this:
for the record.
those blow up dolls, they don't self-inflate like they do in that movie.
She really popped up to life.
I can tell you from experience that those blow up dolls don't do that.
Yeah, we've been to a bachelor party or two.
Well, so back when I was a kid, my parents, they had land, little like a couple acres. Maybe. Land. They had land.
Outlander.
And
Kill the Outlander.
my father, he liked to try his green thumb thing going on there.
Sure.
And so his scarecrow was a blow up doll.
Oh no.
He had a stick and he had it, and it was that blow up doll, the female one with the yellow. Those were that's what you got. Those
That's
were
like standard issue
that was a blow up doll. Yes.
classic.
When you went,
So
I just knew I
I
had to
have
blow
questions about that. Though.
Was
Yes.
she clothed?
it up. So not at first, but the neighbors started complaining that there was a naked blow up doll staked out in the garden,
Oh my god.
and so then he had to put a shirt on it.
Was it like a baggy
Where did
shirt?
the doll come from?
The doll?
Yeah. Did he like go out and buy it?
Well, yeah, must have. Yeah.
Came
Okay.
from Dollar General. The Dollar
I don't know.
General.
I didn't never asked him where he got it from. I assume.
think your homework for this
Hey.
week is to ask your Faja.
What happened to her?
Oh,
Did the crows get her?
Who knows? Probably.
The crows like pecked holes on her and just
Crows. I mean, who knows? Probably the neighbor.
the neighbor came and slashed the blow up doll's throat. And did it work for scaring the crows?
I don't even think we had crows. I don't even know. I don't even know why I had it.
Was
Mary-
Donnie just being edgy?
You know, Donnie.
Nary a crow in sight.
Donnie was still smoking the pots back then, so I don't know.
That was the crop.
That was
That
like
was the
80s
crop.
version of Edgelord, I think.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's pretty funny.
Anyway, that's all I gotta say about that.
So you knew that lady.
I did know her very well.
So that's Joe,
Bob.
Bob,
Bab.
Bab. So,
Bob's a weirdo.
yes, we come to find out
Yeah.
that because there's a part, it's like the next scene or something, where, well, hold on. You know what? Let's put a pin in Bob. Let's put a pin in Bob. Junie's Lounge. It's another local haunt. They have a problem with their glass there, and then their wall cracks. Strange things are starting to happen.
It's a brand new building, too.
Brand new building. And he's like so funny when he's like, well, could have been a vibration from a truck. Like, let's just buy another round. And the dubbing is
Like,
so
what
good.
truck would create that crack, though? Probably the ones in Pet Cemetery
Yes.
that go by,
On the
that
highway very
suddenly
loud, yeah.
appear out of nowhere. And
Don't go down that road.
What's funny though is when the crack happens and then like the mist or whatever starts coming out of the wall and there's
Yes.
like, that's peculiar.
Yeah.
Let me
Dunwich,
just hang a picture over it. Or,
Yeah, exactly.
whatever it was.
Dunwich just ain't been the same since the father died.
Did you notice when the glass breaks, the extreme close-ups of the three men?
I love it.
Extreme
Everyone
close-up.
gets their moment in the sun.
Yes.
But this also happens a lot.
It
There are a
does.
lot
Lots of extreme
eye
close-ups.
Yes.
close-ups.
Yes.
And I do like eyes. So I not fully opposed to the extreme eye close up, but
It's used quite often and
perhaps overused.
I think.
So now we meet Jerry, the therapist.
Yeah.
The town therapist who refers to it as his studio all the time. Not an office or a practice, but a studio.
Right.
At first I was very confused.
Right.
But it's not recording music or anything. It's just
No.
And Jerry looks like if in 1980 you ordered James Brolin off of Temu, what you would get is Jerry.
The beard, the perm.
Yeah.
Okay.
The kind of like, I don't know, pouty smolder
The
face.
smolder, but I know everything, even though I don't know everything.
Now this is rich. My name is never in anything. And there's a freaking character in this movie,
Yep.
Sandra, that has my name.
Yep.
So she's having therapy and kind of, I want to say bothering a cat while she's having therapy. It's like the therapy cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's kind of like doing a weird way. She's like petting it. It kind of looked aggressive. And then in walks Emily. Because I guess you can just, in Dunwich, we just walk in during people's therapy appointments. There's no HIPAA
No, that
in
was.
Dunwich.
Yep.
You can just waltz
Apparently
right
not.
in.
So Wikipedia says that Jerry and Emily are dating.
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah, got that.
Did not get that.
And
Okay.
Sandra is a friend as well as a patient.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
There's a lot of cross pollination of this town. You know what I mean?
I don't hate that.
But it is weird
And
that
how old would you say Jerry is versus how
Oh, yeah,
old
that
is Emily?
quite a difference in age.
There's a
Okay,
difference.
okay.
There is.
All right.
I liked how she went. She like it went. I hate men.
Right.
And then she walked in, and there was a look on her face. I don't know. It was very like sapphic coded to me. Like I hate men. I like you. Come on in.
I'm fine with that interpretation.
Okay.
Sure.
So actually, and speaking of that, it's funny that she's talking about issues with men, and then it cuts to two men being really gross. So that was kind of like, I was like, Fulci, I think I see what you did there. I think you did that on purpose. But back to the cat. The cat turns, and that is the funniest little fake cat I've ever seen. It attacks Sandra, my namesake. And then we start to talk about, but she kind of gets over it. She has these huge bloody gashes, but she's like,
I'm
"Oh,
okay.
he must have been frightened." And it's like, you're gonna need stitches. Like, you should go to a doctor. And not Jerry. If he's a doctor,
No, run.
wouldn't trust him.
Run
Oh, I
like
also
hell.
wouldn't trust whoever the medical examiner is there. I wouldn't trust him to give me a COVID test.
Because poor Mary
Yeah.
is pronounced dead and being lowered into the grave.
Oh, but while we're still in the therapy office,
Oh, yeah.
that's where we learn about, you don't believe all that about like our ancestors were witch burners or something. And again, this is like, it's this really, they make a point of it a couple times, but the two stories never weave
Right.
together.
They do not.
And we'll get there. So now we're talking about Bob. Before we were even in the subject, this is where
Okay.
we're introduced to the concept of Bob, who is kind of weird, is like what they're saying, but Emily is like kind to him and she likes to go visit him because she doesn't like how everybody treats him. But then we later learned that he may be a child abuser in like the worst
Yeah,
way.
he's
Right.
a total predator.
Yeah, and it's like, you want Chris Hansen to come in.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah,
Somebody get
absolutely.
Chris Hansen on the horn.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what Emily's deal is with him, but again, never explained.
I'm on the
Nope.
cat's side,
Never explained.
as we usually are.
You just take out anyone weirdly who
Yeah.
strokes you the wrong way. That's fair. Now are we at Mary,
Yeah,
who is
Who with the Gravediggers?
yes,
yeah.
Gravediggers.
Who once saw a porno?
Great story, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, awesome. That sounds great. I'll check that out.
These guys are not very good at their job.
No, but the fact that they can just clock out at 5 and leave a half covered,
Half buried.
buried casket in the ground.
Well, 5 o'clock.
Yep. Time to check
Lock
out.
it out.
And Peter is he wants to check out because he feels there's a story here.
Right.
With Mary and being dead and a psychic and all that. So he's kind of like, "Can I get a peek?" And they're like, "No, bro.
Yeah,
get
no
lost."
peaks.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because I feel like
They're not
they would have
legit.
shown a peak.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it's a weird question.
To be fair.
But at the same time, they also leave it when the strike, when the
5 o'clock?
the bell tolls. They're out of
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
so he can just go right back and look.
Mhm.
Which
But he doesn't.
He doesn't, but luckily he's close enough that he actually then hears
Oh my God.
Mary, who comes back to life.
Okay, but here's the thing. That scene takes forever.
Ever.
And it's actually like, I actually kind of like it, but he does these takes that
Yeah.
are like so classic soap opera where his face is like kind of flinching
Wait,
and like
did I hear that?
Right.
looking up there.
No.
No, that's a plane.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Did I hear that?
it's one of those things where if you truly believe someone is dead and then you hear a noise, you're not automatically first thing to go, oh, the person's still alive. You're going to be like, what?
Am I weird?
What
Because
am I
I would
hearing?
assume that it's I would
I don't
assume
know.
that corpse is not
I
a
think
corpse.
that's a you. That's you.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah,
would just
yeah,
assume
yeah.
the corpse is alive.
I'm grabbing a pickaxe. And
Okay.
I'm going
I'm
to
hacking
Okay.
open.
call me dopey.
Half buried coffins.
I'm a 7 dwarf and I'm picking my way in.
Like hi ho,
I
hi
would
ho.
now.
Off to where
Now
we go.
I would be able to, however, triangulate where the noise is coming from much quicker than he did, and go, oh yeah, there actually is a sound coming from that open grave over there.
I think he may have had a cigar in his ear.
it's true.
He's like, oh, it's setting
Maybe?
your ear. Yeah, it's like his little magic trick.
Huh?
Hey,
Huh?
Anyway, so he finally realizes it, goes back,
He saves Mary.
and saves her.
I mean, I guess you could argue that he's just kind of panicking and grabbing the first thing he sees.
You could.
But I don't know that I'd just go in there with the pick because
Pickaxe.
you could
Yeah,
hurt
yeah,
the person.
That live person that you think you're hearing
Yeah.
could easily
and he
wind up.
nicks her
dead,
at
yeah.
least a little because there's like blood in there.
Yeah. So he's going at it with the pickaxe, and every time it comes down, and it's like right by her face.
Yeah, and that's fun. That all was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting.
And then they
shot.
finally opens a crack up, and there she is screaming in there. So, but
Yeah. Oh, and I also get that she could have been in shock, but I think like "help me, I'm in here,
Yeah, she
I'm
could
not
use
dead"
words.
would also have been good suggestions.
yeah, but she didn't know he was out there.
That's my head that you're picking at.
Oh, until that
yeah,
part.
that could have been you're picking at.
Then you could have been like, "Yo, bro."
Yeah.
That's
Or
true.
yeah, that's a good point. Try picking around her feet or something before you go right for the head.
Right.
So I was kind of like a little idiotic, but I'm still having a good time.
He's trying to get her oxygen as fast as he can, so the closer to the face the holes are.
Well, one of the
Sure.
holes would have been enough for that.
I understand, but
He's like, no, I gotta.
This is Italian horror, by the way.
He's gotta go hard.
I thought it was a silly setup, but I thought it was actually a very effective. Like, I was squirming when I
Yeah.
saw this.
Because I've never seen this movie, so I'm like, is she gonna really actually die in there? Like,
Right.
yeah, I was feeling it. So we meet the psychic people. I love these people. These are my people. And they issue a warning because this was foretold in the book of Enoch.
yes.
Enoch, your brother.
I know. I
It's
know.
his book.
It is.
This was foretold that we won't know where, but there's a city that will open a portal to hell, and the dead will rise and they will overtake the living unless we do something, and it's like in 2 days' time.
Yes. No dead
All
body.
Saints Day.
All Saints Day.
All Saints Day.
No dead body will be able to rest again. You must get to Dunwich. You must close these gates.
Close those gates. So I looked up the Book of Enoch. Real book, by the way.
Okay.
It is a real book.
It's
Yeah.
not part of the Bible that we know. It's not even
Yes.
part of the Torah.
No.
Because some of the preachings in it actually go against Judaism as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, but a lot of it is about fallen angels and
Cool shit.
yeah. And if you don't know who Enoch is biblically, he is the grandfather or great grandfather of Noah
Okay.
of the flood.
Noah of the flood. Oh, okay. I thought it was a different Noah for a second.
Of the flood
Of
Noahs,
the
yes.
flood.
The flood Noahs. We got
So
it.
also,
Perhaps you know my family.
also related to Methuselah, the oldest
Oh, aren't we all?
recorded living person in the Bible.
I love calling
so
people and
not
things
factual,
Methuselah.
but
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, all the fun stuff is in
All
that
the
book
fun
of Enoch.
stuff.
Lots of fun stuff in there. All Saints Day. Oh, and so correct me if I'm wrong, because I wasn't born in yet when this movie came out, 1980, right? But correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Y'all had maps.
no,
No.
not
Y'all
invented yet.
had operators you could call, encyclopedias perhaps. Any
We had
possible
popcorn.
You had popcorn because
That would just tell us time.
Anytime when I wanted to know what time
Yeah.
it was.
it was just really funny that it was like, we just can't imagine where Dunwich could be. It's
Right.
like, we didn't even try to look. They just set off in the car and hope that her vibes steer them there.
Yeah, it seems like they either wanted to play it off like it doesn't exist on a map because
It's cursed.
it used to be Salem and they built Dunwich on top of it, but didn't want anyone to know about it.
I
You
think
know?
that might be what's
Is that
being
implied?
insinuated. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a hidden Dunwich. The classic hidden
The
Dunwich.
hidden Dunwich.
The hidden
That's
Dunwich.
a wrestling move.
I know.
It's my favorite trope, the hidden Dunwich.
I don't. I'm just saying
Yeah, it's very like, huh? Okay.
because they
All
they
right.
stop at, was it a church, and the priest tells him, right,
Oh yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
God help them
and,
or
and,
something. Yeah.
and he's like, that's where Father blah, 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 hung himself or whatever.
So people do know about it outside of town,
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so.
or maybe just the priest circuit. I don't know. How
But
this
people in
works.
New York, because they were
Priest
coming from New
circuit.
York, right?
Yeah, they're in New York.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
The reporter coming
Sure.
from, and Mary are
And
coming
Mary.
from New York.
Speaking of, I kind of like Mary's so nonchalance through so much of this movie, where it's like, yeah, I died, but it was
Yeah,
foretold.
like you were just in a coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
and
about
that
to
a
be
man
buried
like
alive.
cracked you out of like an egg, like a hard-boiled egg. But I kind of love that
I
about
don't know.
her.
It's classic Italian horror.
I
'Cause
kinda-
there's some other
yeah.
things that come up later where
Yeah.
you're like, oh, your parents and sister just died, but you know,
Yeah.
cool, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love her though.
She is very, I'm gonna say like playful, for lack of a better word. You know, when she's in the car with him and going, she's
Yeah.
definitely very over any trauma that may have
Blasé.
come from being almost buried alive.
Yeah,
So there's
She
no
has
question.
a newfound sense of
Yeah, it
of
could be that,
life,
of life,
and
exactly.
she's
and
like-
for a psychic medium that has had such harrowing experiences, you'd think she'd handle the tomb better, but we'll get to that. So Bob, Predator Bob, Emily,
Not Builder Bob. Don't get him
Nope.
confused.
Predator Bob. Emily goes to visit him, and he's kind of like in the fetal position because there's like a zombie in his basement dwelling place, and he freaks out and like runs away, and Emily gets like smooshed in the face with like zombie
Yeah, zombie mud.
mudworms.
mush.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's great.
and that apparently gets you if you're getting
So see ya, Emily. I guess.
Well,
zombie
co-
gook.
as the coroner guy will tell us twice, she died from fright.
Right.
Very scientific. The look on her face, she died of fright.
Died of
And the
fright.
other lady died of fright. It's like he just writes that cause of death, frightened look on face. Yeah, that's good.
Science hadn't been invented yet.
Science had not been invented yet.
Just saying.
Well, it was
You know.
invented, but it couldn't find it on the map. Couldn't find Dunwich on the map, so it just kind of like passed right over it.
I got no
No
idea.
science here. There's nothing to see here.
No, before the internet era, nobody could find anything. They didn't know the cause
But I mean,
to
like
things. They
that's
couldn't find
see,
anything.
that's my problem with Italian horror is that
The absurdity.
it's just stupid. You know, you're like,
You're like, it's
that's
so
not a
dumb.
real thing. You know?
It's not a real thing, bro. There's a couple in a car doing kind of like a lover's lane thing, if you will. Tommy, of course, he's Tommy.
Rose and Tommy.
Tommy's a jerk. Of course he is, right?
Of course.
And it's like, there's nothing out there, babe. And like, let me just turn on like that, the lights, and you'll see a hanging body. Because she's like, I feel like I'm being watched. And instead of, trying to comfort her or do anything nice, he just Tommy's it up. Father, dead father, undead father, he has this look about him that is, he's serving Christopher Lee. He's like doing
Okay.
his best Christopher Lee.
Okay.
I don't
Sure.
saw it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so that's kind of fun. Bloody Tears. This is our first Bloody Tears.
Mhm.
So-
Nice.
You're encroaching upon now what is a classic scene. in
Iconic
horror
scene
films.
even.
Yes, an iconic. You better word to say is iconic.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it was featured on a Fangoria cover. I remember at one point,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a pretty classic. I think a pretty well executed
Yeah.
scene actually.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is the one scene that stuck with me for a long time.
Right.
So
I mean, I watched it for the first time 2 days ago, and I went, "Ew,
it's
Well,
that's
take
gross."
it away.
it's first of all, the sounds were very good.
Mhm.
The sounds of her going with the blood, but the blood effects they do
Retching.
from the eyes.
Yeah.
They do it a couple times.
I love the blood
It's
tears.
very well done.
Very.
I'm assuming
Very.
there's something from her hair
Yeah,
Kinda
a little
coming down
line is what
that's
I'm thinking.
just
Yeah.
putting blood in there because you really
But-
can't see anything.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
So,
good.
Yeah,
Clever.
really well
I
done.
love the blood tears. We just talked about Frey Walcott. It's a movie that has
Right.
blood tears on it. I love blood tears as a thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to have them.
I know.
I like seeing them in a fictional film.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically the priest is staring her down and essentially makes her vomit her organs out, her guts and her
Slowly.
pieces, and yeah, and it's very effective, very well done.
It's kind of funny.
We've heard that was real pig parts, right? Or cow parts or something?
Calf. Yeah.
Calf, okay, cow. So
Yeah.
baby cow parts
Baby cow parts
coming out, and it's
So the actor actually put them in her mouth and
Yeah.
spit them out, and then there was cut to a
cut to
dummy
the yeah.
for the
Where they all-
for the extended.
And they get like a really big like birth bag at the end. It looks like
Yeah. I was like, is that a bladder? What is
stomach, probably stomach, maybe.
Maybe stomach?
The end of all the
Yeah.
intestine with the stomach come out.
And the stomach.
So it's Ugly
comes out.
Stepsister, and I'm not giving it away, but is that like an homage to this movie, do you think?
Which one?
Well,
Ugly
like,
Stepsister?
Ugly Stepsister, I don't think so.
No, not
No,
really.
because it's a little different.
Yeah.
The
Well,
context.
I mean, it could be, but
Different thing.
I don't want to
but-
say what it is because I don't.
No,
wanna
I'm saying
spoil
no
it.
spoilers, but you know,
Um,
if you haven't seen Ugly Stepsister, please
you
do
should watch
so.
it. It's hella good.
and then we get our first braining. The
Yes.
first
Oh,
braining of the
her
A
movie.
first-
chunk of Tommy. Look,
Just a little grab behind and crunch and rip.
Didn't that seem so satisfying though?
it did seem
Just,
satisfying.
Like just the brains like squeezing through your fingers.
Yes.
Like
It's-
I really wanted to play with Play-Doh.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of? Is like, is it cake? Is it cake or is it Tommy's head? It's
Right.
cake. Peter and Mary, like we said, they hit the road. They're trying to find Dunwich. Bob is getting blamed for the death of Emily, and like I said, it's hard to have sympathy for Predator Bob,
Right.
but he is being wrongly accused because it's the whole gates of hell thing, actually.
And the town folk are basically like, whoever
It
finds
was-
him, we're gonna get him.
Yeah.
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 So
The medical examiner mentioned him. Emily's funeral. She has a little brother named John.
John. His name's so good you say it twice.
I was slayed. I could not believe that was his name. And I'm so sorry. Some of the worst acting I've ever seen from a child. Some of the worst acting from a kid ever. It was painful. And this is only the first of many John scenes.
Laura. So I'm sorry, Laura, that vomit scene traumatized you so badly. But
Yeah, it's icky. It's icky, man. So then we meet the mortician, and it's like he's real weird as well. I always just feel, and I was kind of feeling bad. I'm like, why are the morticians always like portrayed as being so, gnarly?
Stealing stuff.
But then he
and-
steals her
yeah,
stuff, and I
yeah.
was like, oh, that mother effer, he deserves what he gets.
I
he
have that
does.
note that mortician looks like a mortician.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's like
Yeah. If that guy's not a mortician,
Yeah.
like he should
He's in
stop
the-
acting and
pretty much.
I've
become
seen
one
many
immediately.
morticians on social media and read many morticians' books, and they don't look like that. They're nice people.
Yeah, but
and
this
they don't
guy-
steal people's stuff.
No, of course not.
But he does,
He's
and
a-
he gets got.
He's a bad seed.
I'm hella glad he got bit. You know what? I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad you broke your arm.
I like how the therapist. What's the therapist's name again? Jerry.
Jerry.
He
With
says.
a,
He
Jerry
said
with a G.
after the. I guess it must have been after the funeral. Maybe I have a note here. It says like he's saying to John, you have to be a man now.
Yes.
It's like, dude,
Yeah.
he's 12.
Right?
Like, what
I
is, he,
know.
what is he supposed to do?
Well, but he's like 10,
Whatever.
maybe 9. He's
No.
a tiny child.
Neil, this was the 80s.
That's true.
He was a man at 9.
Right? Don't
Yeah.
cry. Suck it up.
Suck it up.
Time to get a tattoo on your chest.
I know, right? Time to
Join the Navy.
go to work and get
Yeah.
a mortgage, procreate and
Yeah.
that's where it starts. That's the most
Toxic.
accurate thing about this fucking movie.
Toxic.
Can I before you move on? Can
Oh,
I?
I'm not moving on.
Can I bring up my favorite part of the whole movie? And it's a common thing that occurs several times.
Please.
And when I say this, okay, whoever did the noise effects, the sound effects for this movie, there are multiple times
Yes.
when they're in New York or something, and they show they're at the brownstone and God knows what borough or whatever, and
Fake
you
borough.
hear rock, ooga, ooga. And you're like, where the hell are they? It's like they're in New York and there's
Literal ape sounds.
at one point there literally was ape sounds out there.
I thought they were like, oh, we're gonna go to the zoo and
Yeah,
see like dead
They
zombie
live across the
animals.
street from the zoo. Let's show us that, because otherwise this makes no sense whatsoever.
And the crows put in overtime in this movie.
They
You
do.
don't see them,
No.
but you
Nope.
hear them.
You don't see a single animal, but you hear all sorts of growls.
Yes.
And hoots
Hoots and hollers, and I just
Yeah.
kept going like, I'm like, Scott, I wish Scott was here, because I'd be like, noise is off. I'm like, it's too much.
And the groaning, lots of groaning.
There was everything.
Everything.
I'm like, this guy, they just like,
Right, you suck.
like, Dan, you guys went a little overboard on the, like, literally, you're taking jungle noises and you're
Yeah.
putting them in an
I
urban
know.
setting.
But
I mean, the
the cat-
only
It's
animal you
hysterical.
see is the cat,
Yeah,
and
the fake cat.
the fucking
And the
rhino,
worm.
rhino that Sandra is painting at one point.
That's my favorite part. I'm going to mention that.
Like, that's it.
Yeah. Which, maybe there's a rhino running around out there. That could be one of the
Sure.
sounds.
But rhinos don't sound like apes or crows or.
Are you sure? No. Little John. Oh my God. I can't let this kid get off this easy. It's just terrible. He's pouting in his room, like sitting there, like with no emotion, but like clearly like, I wish Emily was not dead anymore. And Emily's lurking outside, very Salem slot,
Yep.
but first story.
A little more moldy though.
Emily does look pretty creepy and disgusting.
Right.
And his parents absolutely suck at comforting him.
They do. He comes running in there. Mother, my Elmy's coming to get me. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, you're
Go
just,
back to
I
slaves.
know.
it's just your imagination.
This
and
is
it's
the
like,
80s. Go back to
They're
slaves.
also like 70 years old.
They were pretty old.
they're older parents. Yeah.
Maybe John's adopted.
John.
He was an oops. He was an oopsie baby.
John.
What, with the dad's mistress?
I don't know.
I don't know what's happening in Dunwich.
Apparently.
Sandra is an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And she is painting a rhino head on the beach.
Sure. Yes.
Probably my favorite part of the movie. She's painting a beautiful
It's a pretty cool painting. Not gonna lie.
head.
Is it though?
It's
All right.
No,
like
it is.
the head's real big
Yeah.
and the beach is like this, and it's and it's not like in a fun surrealist way.
No.
It's like there's a very realistic beach and a
Yep.
very realistic rhino head.
Yeah, I liked it.
I loved it. My favorite part of the movie.
No, so I had that note, but then I also had the note that when was it Jerry that interrupts her when she's painting, right?
No,
No.
Bob. Well, she hears something.
She hears a zombie.
She hears a hoo, hoo, hoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she gets scared and she calls Jerry.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
because she goes into the other room and
Yeah.
she sees the dead
And
woman.
Oh, that's right. The
sees-
woman. That's right. The
yeah,
woman from the
she
mortuary.
sees,
Also died of fright.
Right.
Mrs.
Estrella or something.
Holden.
Holden. That's correct.
Okay, so Jerry comes over. They go back up to her studio where she was painting
Everybody's got a
because
studio.
there is our painting studios.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I could have sworn the painting then became a rhino head in a window, like there was now a window pane.
Oh,
Because I looked and I'm like, wait a minute, it changed.
Did Mrs. Holden paint that? She
maybe
put.
maybe it's a reflection
Oh, that could have been a reflection
Reflection on a
on a window.
on a canvas.
no, they weren't through a window. It
I
was a
don't know.
canvas.
I don't know. I didn't notice.
Okay, we need to
so.
go back and look because
I love that.
No,
That's
no.
shenanigans.
I was
Neil,
confused.
I'm not going back. No.
I'm going back. We're
Been
gonna
there, done that.
put it
I'm
on right
done.
now. Put it on right now. We're going back.
I said it was okay, not great.
We're getting in our time machine and we're going back. So how is Bob not dead yet? I have to ask myself. But don't worry, we'll get to Bob in a minute. So that nice lady is dead on Sandra's kitchen floor. And stupid Jerry, because he is like, oh, no, that's not good. Let's check every room in the house. No, Jerry.
As one would.
Let's call for maybe some other people to help us.
Right.
This is very bad.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
don't
dead
know.
lady
I feel
in
like
there.
if you called someone. I don't know. I mean, the fact that she just called her therapist
Her therapist friend,
friend,
who's
who's also
partner
doing her
just died?
therapy.
I don't
That's
know.
kind of weird.
That's
Yeah.
again,
You know?
that's the kind of town they are,
That's,
apparently.
that's odd.
that's how
Yeah.
they do it in that town.
Yeah.
So, and then like, meanwhile, the dead lady's feet are like underneath, like you can see her rotted feet.
Right.
She gets a little shy and she
Hides behind a
hides.
curtain.
Yeah. And the lights go out and they decide to leave. The dead do not like glass because there's going to be more broken glass
There is.
in this movie.
Is this where the walls start bleeding?
Almost.
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 Yeah.
Almost.
Okay.
First, we get Bob finally.
Now, Bob, so there's this girl named Anne who we've never met before, but we met her dad. He was one of the bar guys.
Yep.
And she goes to get her fakest looking weed you've ever seen in your life. It might as well be in like a Mrs. Dash jar.
I thought it was a jar of dirt, to be honest with you, until she said, "Do you want to get high?"
Right.
And suddenly Bob speaks.
Yeah.
Bob has not said a word this whole movie, and suddenly he's quite loquacious.
I mean, weed is involved.
And he's like all freaked out, and then her dad comes in and he does the really slow drill death.
Yes.
The drill is like on the other side of the room. And he's like holding Bob here, and Bob's like, no, don't drill me. And like 15 minutes later, the drill finally goes through Bob's head.
Iconic scene.
It is. Again, on the cover of Fangoria, but way back when. But it is iconic, and it's very well done. Again.
Yeah.
It's a pretty well done.
It is a well done effect.
Maybe not
Effect.
leading up to.
No, not
but
him.
The drilling.
Yes, the
if you
drilling,
will, itself
entering Bob's head and
is-
exiting Bob's head.
Yeah.
It's pretty well done.
So
I think it's effective.
I think
It
it was
is
great.
effective.
I had
The
actually,
lead-up is hilarious.
someone had
Yeah.
posted this on Instagram, and I saw this a couple weeks ago, and I had no idea what it was from.
Mm.
And I thought to myself, that's pretty cool. You know,
Yeah.
but it was the whole clip, so you get to see him
Yeah,
try,
yeah.
the
whole
father
thing.
trying to, push Bob into the drill and everything. But
Yeah.
I really like how the drill spinning is like out of focus, and then it sort of comes into focus,
Mhm.
and it's cool. I like it.
I'm with you on that. The lead up's just painful.
It is.
It is.
And again, it's a whole storyline that kind of doesn't need to be necessarily part of
I get, yeah, it's
the
kind of
movie.
doesn't really go
Right.
anywhere because there's
Right.
not like a moment where the town's like, well, finally we can put all these shenanigans at rest.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
Bob.
Because
Or-
we can just murder Bob instead of
right.
Vigilante
sending him
justice.
to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
Or spilling his blood caused something else to happen because
Yeah.
it didn't. Nothing happened.
It's just
It's
Predator Bob
it's
dying.
just Bob.
It's just Bob.
now we have the maggot wind. The maggot wind tunnel. Neil's worst nightmare.
It is my worst nightmare because that was a lot of real maggots. A lot. Like as an actor, if someone said, you're,
22 pounds.
oof. If someone said as an actor,
and two wind machines.
How
yeah.
do you get them?
Okay, so
Maggot farm.
my thing was when they're flying in, and then afterwards you're like, those things are going everywhere.
Yes.
They were probably picking maggots out of their hair, out of
Oh,
their
yeah.
pockets, out of their,
Craft services,
ugh,
makeup.
ugh,
Neil
Pretty
Gross.
gross.
loves maggots.
gross.
So this was great for you.
It was.
Cathartic. In a word.
I just,
And
yeah,
they're
I don't know.
hitting
It's
you,
everywhere though.
Bam.
but I mean, the wind
Bam.
machine. I mean, they're
Yeah.
smacking into you, like,
Yeah.
ugh.
And then you're like stepping on them because they're all over the
Lucky
floor.
Fulci.
The
Yeah.
entire floor is slither, moving, and
It's
they're everywhere.
creepy
Yeah.
and weird
Yeah.
and gross.
Like
Fun.
towards the end of the shot when like they're all kind of like,
Yeah,
that's real.
like,
That's
yeah,
real. They're
yeah,
not like going like,
straight up.
That's like they're like,
straight up.
shut off
You
me.
have to like light yourself on fire to like purify yourself by flame.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, allegedly, someone put a bunch of maggots. He was a pipe smoker, and he had a bag,
Oh no.
and someone put a bunch of maggots in his pipe bag, and he
Who would do that?
Well,
Wow.
Sociopath.
Yeah. And
Uh,
he took a couple puffs apparently before he realized
He was smoking
that
maggot.
he was smoking.
this chook's gone off.
Wow. Not
John
fun.
John
Ugh.
calls Jerry to come over to the house because things have gone from bad to worse.
Right.
And you know what I found effective was the drippy ceiling, and then there's like blood dripping into the milk. That was
Yeah.
all pretty gross, and I liked all that. That was nasty.
Because you're not a fan of milk to begin with, so.
Nope. And it's like,
I don't know.
yep.
Dripping is kind of gross though.
It's
period.
very gross because it's like filtered through the nasty
Yeah.
asbestos in their ceiling, asbestos blood milk.
What's up with the weather in Dunwich?
It's
Between
it's very foggy.
foggy and lots of wind.
Sun
Wind.
and
Yeah.
wind.
Well, there's lots
Yeah.
of
Oh my
constantly.
god!
It's like
And
They
then,
even-
and then the animal noises all
Right.
the time. Like, how are you sleeping ever?
apparently the wind like is enough that they note it too. So that's like if it's really windy, it might be a hellhole portal.
right.
Because they even say like, "What's with this weather? Why is it so windy this time of year?" And it's like
Yeah. All right. Well,
hell portal.
I mean, the weather people are like, 30% chance of freaking maggot tornado. So it's like, better lock your window.
Sandra gets got.
She
gets
does.
got by
She
the
gets
extremely gross Emily.
she gets brained.
Emily is so.
Did she get
nasty.
brained? I know there's 3 brainings. I think
think
she's
she's a
brained.
braining,
I think
yeah.
she's brained.
Yeah. Then we have what I call the showdown at the saloon. And this
Okay.
for me, like I liked some of the stuff that was happening, but this is for me right before the third act where the movie started to drag a little bit. And I was kind of like, okay, you're kind of losing me.
Okay.
Could use a little bit more speeding it up.
because all the, I don't know, what are they? Ghosts? Zombies? Zombie
Ghouls?
ghosts?
Ghouls.
I like
Ghouly
ghouls.
ghosts.
Okay.
Ghouly zombies.
All
Yeah.
right.
They're just
They
so
just start showing
shambly.
up.
They're shambly.
The gate is open.
Yeah.
Gates open. They're too late. Like it's All Saints Day.
Yep.
And
You
the
get
whole
you get that great, like, guess what? It's All Saints Day.
the whole so yeah, suddenly now the two adventuring parties are mixed together, and yeah, so now they're putting it together as a team. So yeah, showdown at the saloon.
Okay.
We make it through that. Then we've got to go into the Father Thomas family tomb
Yes.
for some reason.
Because we're looking for Father Thomas.
But
Because they think he's the key to
Right.
closing the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Ambiguous, but
I don't-
sure.
but like she is a psychic and she gets psychic, like, I don't know. I wish that they would have illustrated her getting these like messages from the spirits or whatever.
Okay.
That it's like, okay, Dunwich is this way. I just know it is. Like, like she goes into like a trance-like state or
Okay.
something, or and somehow the spirits are telling her like you've got to go in the tomb. I would love if they worked more into Mary's psychic abilities, and
Yeah.
because I like that stuff. But she becomes pretty annoying once they get in the tombs, honestly.
She doesn't like rats. We learned that quickly.
There will be rats,
Yeah.
She freaks out over rats.
more blood tears, which is great.
There were more blood tears.
Mhm.
Yep, from her. The dead start rising or coming out of the wherever's of
Right.
this tomb. By the way, it's not like a little tomb. It ends up being
It's
a very
ginormous.
large catacomb of.
And I
Yeah.
have to say, I like the set design of the tomb. I liked a lot of the stuff that was going on with sets and costumes and stuff in this movie. I forgot to mention that. But it's got like a stained glass piece, and it's huge, and like it's like circular.
Yeah.
And there's like bodies that are kind of like
Yep.
like halfway down from the ceiling.
Yep. That was kind of cool. All the
Yeah, I
bodies
loved
are
that.
kind
I
of
loved
hanging.
all that. And the family, I was saying shambling earlier. These are shamblers.
They are.
They are moving painfully slow towards you. It'll be All Saints Day next year by the time they actually get to you.
It starts to kind of act like it's like kind of like the Thriller video. Like they start all kind of coming up, the old zombies.
Only the music is way more hilarious. This is the funniest music
Yeah.
in the whole movie. There's like a drum, and it's like a
It's just a lot of
bum,
dum dum
yeah,
dum dum.
and like a little synth, like
yeah,
like
dum,
in there.
dum dum.
It's not great.
It's
So
not great.
it's a very simple,
Yeah.
almost John Carpenter-esque. It's so simple.
Wah,
wah, wah.
Hot take. Hot take. I didn't say it.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. Then Jerry, thank God, grabs a wooden stake and drives it through Father. Priest down.
But don't forget.
Hmm.
Reporter gets brained.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about Peter.
Yeah.
Peter gets brained, and a rat's
Yeah,
immediately.
Sandra does another.
Yeah, she's back.
Right, she comes back.
Yeah.
That's right.
She gets him.
Right,
He
gets
gets
Peter's
nibbled.
brains, but then this time rats come in and start nibbling on his
Brains, yeah,
And his toes.
right away.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you
he's
said,
tasty.
then
Yeah.
Jerry. The one thing I will say about this movie, the zombie ghouls, whatever they are, they die very easily.
Oh,
All you
They're
gotta do
easy
is
to kill.
poke them with something,
how,
and they
who
die.
knew? And he's like hollow through the center.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knew it was so simple? Somebody just needed to. Where's
Yeah.
the guy with the drill?
Yeah, really.
Because he could
Well,
have
the
done
drill
that.
was back in his garage.
Yeah, he's trying to pull it out of the box.
garage, but
Yeah, he was like, I can never use this drill again.
But you could take anything. It seemed like
Sure,
any kind of-
a pool cue.
yeah, a
yeah,
pool
it,
cue,
it
anything.
wouldn't
Baseball bat?
matter, and they would. But I guess since Father Thomas is the head of them,
Harbinger?
they all just like burst into
Burst
flames
into
Oh
flames,
yeah,
yeah.
After that?
that's how that happens. I wasn't
Yep.
expecting everybody to
to just
be engulfed.
go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the guy in the fire suit that
Yeah.
was just like,
Sheep, sheep, sheep.
They're like, just
I
give
mean,
us.
You can even see the bag
Yeah.
over his head, and he's just standing there. Like,
They're
Pivoting.
like 8 seconds, control burn. 1, 2.
We're paying for this. We're gonna show all of it. And then how does it end?
And the thing is, it wasn't even where he poked the father. It was like almost in the crotch. It was so low.
oh, it was
really
very
yeah, it
low.
was like really low.
It was extremely.
I mean, I guess it kind of
low.
makes sense. I
Yeah,
guess, but
which I was like, okay, you got intestine there. Cool.
that's right.
How does the movie end?
He is a father, so
No, I'm really asking. How does the movie end?
That's a good question.
we don't know.
We really don't know
We
because
don't know.
Jerry and Mary come up. they come up
They emerge.
from the tomb,
Right.
and then all of a sudden, little John's like, Jerry, Mary, and goes running towards them, and
and there's
then
cops.
and then it's slow motion to a freeze frame on.
On
John
Mary
John.
or John? No, Mary saying like, isn't she afraid?
Oh yeah, no,
Isn't she-
she's afraid, but doesn't it then go to John, and then he kind of like freezes on him in his mid run after she shows that like horrifying face.
So what happened?
So what
I
happened?
don't know.
That honestly is like my biggest gripe with this film. Is
I
like
don't know.
I actually rewound it and watched it again because I was like, oh, I missed
You
it.
missed
Right.
it. Yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't miss it.
I think John was just mad that everyone kept telling him to like, you
Calm
have
down.
to be a man now. And there was another line where Jerry was, everything's going to be all right. And you're like,
How?
both your parents and your sister are dead.
Yeah,
Like,
and they're zombies.
Yeah,
why would you even write that line?
I mean, you're
it's
now-
not Jerry's fault, but
you're a dirty little orphan now. So
yeah, exactly.
have fun in life,
You're
kid.
like you're
Yeah.
a street rat.
Not
you know?
not only
You're
that,
like Aladdin now.
Lisa, may I have some
you are
more?
Oliver Twist, and not only that, but your dead family are zombies,
Right.
and they want to kill you,
Right.
And so does the
So
whole. Town.
I think he just snapped, and
I would have
he
loved.
was like, the next time I see Jerry and Mary, I'm cutting fools.
Yeah, I would have loved it if like he had like a big knife or something, and it was like a nice twist. Nah, it didn't happen though.
It might have.
So-
Could've.
I have to say again, I had a very enjoyable time watching this. It was gross and weird, and fun.
Excellent. I'm glad you found it fun. I'm glad, Caleb. I'm actually really happy that you did not
I've
sit there in
seen
anger.
worse.
Yes. Of course, worse for you is Suspiria. That was like your first introduction, really, right?
It was, but apparently
So-
that's like a good thing. So
Well, I wonder if we go back
do
now.
I have to go back and watch
what you
it
would
and be
think
like,
about
oh,
Suspiria now?
You
I
didn't
kind
like
of wonder.
Suspiria?
Anyway,
No.
Fancy that.
can I test your guys' a little more knowledge on Italian
Yep.
on
I mean,
Italian
I have no
horror films?
knowledge, but sure.
I'm frightened.
Sure.
It's okay.
Let's do it.
It's okay. All right. Keeping up with our Italian horror movie theme, we're going to do a quick little quiz. Is it Fulci, is it Bava, or is it Argento? I'm going to read you the plot of the movie. You might know it, you might not. And then we're going to have to tell me if you even know the movie name. And then if you do, tell me the director. It's
Sure.
okay. I know. This is more about education and fun.
Okay.
Hearing these. Everyone's already said.
Chat.
And the
please help.
chat, obviously.
Please help.
Obviously.
Send help.
And I'm really sorry if this is like your favorite subgenre. We're just not as educated
We're
yet.
not. That's okay. All right. We're starting with. And then you've probably heard of a lot of these, by the way. It's just hard to like pair the whatever. But what's more fun about this is kind of how like ridiculous and or the same a lot of these synopses end up being.
Okay.
A burned out New York police detective teams up with a college psychoanalyst to track down a vicious serial killer with a duck voice, randomly stalking and killing various young women around the city. So, I said
Did you
New
say
York.
a duck voice?
Duck voice. The killer goes, whack, 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 whack.
Howard the Duck.
It is not. Now, anyone who knows this film would immediately be able to chime in and go, oh, they know. Okay. No, nothing? Nothing?
Nope.
Yes, Mark Vision's Truth. Duck voice. Okay. The
Duck
movie is New York Ripper.
I've heard of it.
New York Ripper.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. You guys know who directed New York Ripper?
Is that a Fulci?
That is a Fulci.
Okay. Okay.
Ding, ding,
okay.
ding. Good job. Good job. I'm going to give you 1 point on that.
Generous.
Very nice.
Does chat get a point too?
Did
Yeah,
say?
they get a
Because
point.
Fulci, chat gets a point. An American writer is living in Rome with his girlfriend. While visiting an art gallery, he witnesses an unsuccessful murder attempted by a mysterious figure. As the assailant is believed to be an infamous serial killer, he being the American, quickly becomes a key witness in the ongoing police investigation.
Sounds Hitchcock.
It does sound
Does sound
Hitchcockian.
Hitchcock.
You're right.
This synopsis sounds vaguely familiar, and like I want to see this.
Okay.
Next on the Cult Show.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
You want to go for it? You keep
Wait,
thinking?
can I
Okay.
guess the director first?
Sure.
Is it Argento?
It is.
Okay.
Very good.
I want to see this movie. This is one of those that's on my list.
Showed it at CULTSHOW.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably did.
Is this Blood and Black Lace?
It is not.
Fuck.
Good guess, though.
I don't know, man. I'm
I don't
overthinking
know
it now.
any titles.
Yeah, we haven't
I
got
don't
it.
know. Is it the crystal plumage?
Yes, it is. The bird with the crystal plumage.
plumage.
Don't tell me you don't know nothing.
Wow.
We got full
That's
points.
the only title I know.
That's
other
full
than
points.
We got full
What
points.
we
That's full
watched.
points.
We got full points.
You got free drinks, Caleb.
Free drinks. We demand free drinks.
Okay, I'm done. Can I just leave now? Do you validate parking?
I think I tried to watch that when I was younger,
Okay.
and I wasn't ready for that.
Okay. I know Sandra. All right. And I'll see. You're gonna know. You guys are gonna know this one.
'Kay.
This is gonna be so quick.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to finish it before you guys are gonna rattle it
All
off.
Okay.
An American newcomer to a prestigious German ballet academy.
Suspiria.
comes to blah, blah, blah,
Argento,
blah.
Suspiria.
Very good. Very good.
I seen that, and I seen the remake.
Suspiria, probably one of the most famous of the Italian horrors, I would guess. Wouldn't you
I like
agree?
Suspiria, and I like the remake. I like them both.
Suspiria, I think, is a fine film. Okay,
It's iconic
masked.
visually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very well done. A masked man with a metal claw glove stalks models at a couple's fashion salon in Rome. You actually just said this title, Sandra.
This is
Do
Blood and Black
Going
Lace.
to
Blood
a
and Black Lace.
showdown.
Okay.
you know who directed that one?
Argento did
It
that?
is not
No, it's
Argento.
not Argento. Sandra.
It's either Bava or Fulci.
I
Bava.
don't even know who
It's
Bava
Bava.
is.
It is Bava.
It's Mario
It is
Bava.
Mario Bava, yes.
I don't even think I've heard that name before.
Well, you know what? Just be glad about your plumage.
Don't be mad about it.
I'm not mad about it. I ate his liver with some bava
Good.
beans. And
I was gonna say, keep preening your plumage, you crystal bird.
Okay. A woman is brutally murdered, and a musician feels a need to solve the case since he was the one who discovered the body. Working with a reporter, because there's always a reporter,
Yeah.
the resourceful pair realize they must work fast to uncover the murderer's identity, or they might serve as the maniac's next victim. Bum, bum, bum. This is a
Let's-
famous one. Think of a famous one.
Is this a Fulci?
This is not a Fulci. This is not a Fulci.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Don't look at me. You got.
If I say the
no
word
hope, Gilbert.
Rosso to you, does that mean anything?
That means red.
Correct.
So blood red. Is this the Red Queen? Bloody red. The Red Queen stalks at night.
It's if I say
Is it-
Profondo Rosso. Profondo Rosso. That's the Italian name of the movie.
Rosa. Profound red.
Profound red.
No.
Oh shit. What is it?
This one is Deep Red.
Deep
Deep
red.
Red. And that is
That is.
Isn't he an actor who was in like the remake of?
That's Deep Roy. um, Deep red is.
Deep Red was his
Bava.
father.
that is an Argento.
It is an Argento.
is an
It's a
Argento.
Sargento.
Profondo Rosso.
Sargento, the cheese people.
Okay. A young woman inherits an old hotel in Louisiana where, comma, following a series of supernatural accidents, she learns that the building was built over one of the entrances to hell. Think about it for a second when I say another entrance to hell.
Yes, this is
The Beyond, or
this is the Beyond.
This is the Beyond.
I've
Very
seen the
good.
Beyond.
And
Yes,
who directed it?
That's a Fulci.
That's a Fulci.
Yes.
That's points for both of them.
That's right. Very good, guys. Can we start using that? That's a Fulci.
That's a Fulci.
What was the other one in the trilogy?
That's what's coming up in
Oh,
here.
yeah.
No, but do you remember the name?
Oh.
I think
I don't remember
Oh,
the
now
name.
I'm feeling under pressure, but I think I do.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Okay.
right.
A New York reporter, go figure, follows a woman to a tropical island where a doctor desperately seeks the cause and cure of a recent epidemic of the undead.
The Isle of Dr. Moreau. Is
Yes.
this
I'm going to give you a hint. Classic
Zombie.
scenes. Doesn't mean need it. Zombie. Very good.
Yes, I've seen Zombie.
Oh, you have seen Zombie.
Yes, I've seen Zombie
Okay.
and Zombie 2, I think.
Okay.
Was that the one with the shark?
It's the first one. Yeah.
Is
Zombie.
the first. Okay, I think I've just seen the first one.
This movie, Zombie, if you haven't seen it, there is a zombie versus a shark scene. They fight underwater, and it's a real man fighting a shark.
It's a real. I mean,
and I
and
bet
it's
the movie is
horrid.
still just meh.
It's
I mean, I found it
It's-
entertaining.
it's got some massive eye trauma in it. It's got a scene
Perfect for
that
producer Scott.
Producer Scott would not sit for. Very good, Sandra. Okay, only a few more. At a small town by a lake where the land is in dispute following the death of a countess who owned it, locals engage in a killing spree, each with their own secret agenda. As individuals arrive at the countess's home, they are systematically stalked, and the stakes rise as the quest for the house becomes deadlier.
Oh, that
A
sounds
couple
like
of
a
these
really
sound very
fun
gothic.
premise. Huh?
A couple of these sound very gothic.
Yeah, that sounds like something I would enjoy.
Okay.
Is the house that bled.
The house that bled red plumage.
Is house in the title?
No.
Fuck.
All right, I'm done.
This actually has this is one of those Italian films that has an AKA, and
Oh,
and
yeah.
I grew up knowing the
other one.
AKA
Yeah.
more than the now newfound name or whatever, re-released name. Whatever.
Give it to us.
But okay, the AKA was Twitch of the Death Nerve, which is an
that's-
awesome, goddamn
that is-
awesome name for a movie.
That is so fun.
I love
Okay.
Anyway, this is a Bay of Blood.
Oh, and that is
Bay of Blood.
Bava.
A Bay of Blood is Bava. Yeah.
Yes. I think I would enjoy that. I
I
like
think
the
it's
premise.
yeah.
And I'm kind of enjoying these movies, so I don't know.
I think you'd like most of these.
I think I would.
Okay, this is a good one. A writer arrives to Rome on an Italian book tour, only to find somebody is using his novels as the inspiration for committing murder. As the death toll mounts, the police are ever baffled. The writer becomes more closely linked to the case than is comfortable. This is another one of the more famous ones.
I feel like I know
It
this
is.
one.
I know. I feel like I
Murder,
have
She Wrote.
Yes,
I feel like I may have seen this.
it's possible. This has got a really awesome.
Is it a book as well?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay, look who you're asking, producer Scott.
Have a hint.
I mean, he might know when he burned
Okay,
it.
there's a long tracking shot kind of in the beginning. It plays to the music where the camera starts and kind of pans in on an apartment and goes around to the side, then kind of goes back up. in the beginning. It's got a really great opening theme song. There's a part where a woman gets her hand chopped off, and she's against the white wall going, and the blood's spraying everywhere all over the wall.
I love it. I don't know.
This is Tenebrae.
Oh,
Do we know who
okay.
directed that one, right?
Tenebrae's Argento.
Argento, yes.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I recommend watching Tenebrae if you haven't.
It sounds awesome. Sounds fucking awesome.
Okay. A couple more.
Okay.
While being burnt at the stake, the witch.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Oh, you're so close. You got black right. The witch Asa Vaja vows to enact revenge on her descendants. Hundreds of years later, Asa returns to life and immediately raises her henchmen from the dead, ready to keep her promise. So you know you got black in it.
Black.
And the director who...
Black Rose, Black Hole Sun, Black
Bojack Horseman.
Dog, Black
The Black Cat.
Black Cat.
Not Black Cat, no.
Fear the Black
That is a
Hat.
movie, though.
That's like the one. That's like the one Fulci movie I know off the top of my head.
I'm surprised you even knew one. Good for you.
The Black.
What day does everyone
Black
typically
Coat's
go to
daughter.
Black Lotus.
Black Sunday.
Black Sunday. God bless it. It was right there. It was right
You know who
there.
directed that one?
Energy got it.
That is a Bava.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I am very proud of
See,
you.
here's the thing, people. I haven't seen a lot of this, but I know I keep touching the mic, but I know my horror roots. Like
Right.
I do know what I'm talking about. I just haven't seen it.
Okay, you guys are doing really well. You should not be so hard
I'm
on yourselves.
sweating.
Soon after moving his family into a New England house with a dark history, a doctor begins receiving warnings from a mysterious girl to get out. Unbeknownst to the guests, a gruesome secret is hiding in the basement.
Sally.
Another film that takes
the other trilogy.
sub-level. Yes.
This is the other one.
So you said you had
This
the
is the apartment.
no,
Not the apartment.
By the park.
The apartment by the park. It's
The house by the cemetery.
Yes!
Yeah. I believe I have seen this. I believe because I think I've seen the two in the trilogy, but I hadn't seen this one we watched tonight.
Gotcha. And who directed that one?
That would be Fulci.
Yeah, me Fulci.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, final one. This one you're gonna get.
Okay.
This is another hoot of a one that we need to watch.
A hoot?
A hoot of a one.
Okay.
An American girl at a Swiss finishing school calls on insects to help a paralyzed scientist fight a monster. Phenomena.
And I've never seen it, and I've always wanted to see this
Oh,
movie.
okay.
Phenomena.
Yeah.
And that, of course, is
And that is Argento.
Argento. Yes.
And it's Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly, yep.
And
And Donald Pleasance.
And people have told me my whole life, like, you haven't seen Phenomenal. Like, they tell me, it's so you, or you'd love it.
Yeah,
or
you
it's
would.
like,
You
oh,
probably
you're going to,
will.
yeah, so that's
You
really
like the
exciting.
squirmies and the creepy crawlies.
I'm really disappointed that Caleb, you and I were the only ones who played in the space on that.
I played in the space a little, but I was mostly just feeling pressure to get right in.
We're just doing our own
No,
show
I think
over here.
he meant with
The phenomena.
Phenomena.
Sorry.
Oh. Are you proud of me?
I am
I am proud of you.
I'm
horribly
proud
proud of
No,
you.
I'm proud of you.
of you.
I'm proud of you.
Your mother and I are very proud of you.
I am proud of everyone.
Gosh, guys,
Proud
thanks.
of-
That's
Everyone
all I
here.
ever
So
wanted
we
to
got
hear
like
for
a
you.
good amount of points.
You got all the points.
Better than we thought.
Better
we
than
were.
you thought.
When you're good, you're good.
You beat chat, and that's the important thing.
There you
When
go.
you're good, you're good.
Don't forget Phenomena, when released in the United States, they called it Creepers. And they took out like a bunch of footage.
Boo.
So be sure, don't look for Creepers. You got to make sure you get Phenomena. Uncut. Do, 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 do. Okay, well,
Something like a phenomenon.
Caleb has the next pick.
Yeah, we're gonna move away from horror. Sorry,
Boo.
sorry, not sorry. We are going to watch. Did we
Fight,
pick a date
fight.
yet? Eight,
It's like the 1st of August.
3 weeks.
3 weeks from today.
Yeah.
8/1, I believe it is. We are going to watch
Yes, August 1st.
To Live and Die in L.A.
Never seen it.
To live and die.
It's like very
In LA.
violent, right?
Right.
Is it have anything to
There
do?
is an iconic chase scene in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of violent. It's a young
Willem.
Willem Dafoe,
William Castle?
William Friedkin?
Oh, sorry, the
He's
director.
yes,
You mean?
yeah,
Yes.
freaking.
It's going to be a freaking weekend. How's
Does
that?
it have anything to do with the Tupac song? Are they related?
No, but I believe that's probably what he. So this is a movie. Well, we'll get into it later.
Okay, I'm
but-
excited to discuss.
So, I feel like if you liked Manhunter,
Yes.
you're gonna like this.
I think so.
Oh, well,
I think so.
Producer Scott
Yeah.
loves Manhunter. We all love Manhunter.
Stylistically,
actually.
they're quite similar.
Quite similar,
Okay.
even though different directors.
Yeah.
But
And
they,
it's got-
they share an actor,
And Wang Chung
and Wang Chung does the soundtrack.
and has a great
Very
song.
Tangerine Dream,
Okay. I'll
right?
get
They
I'll
do the whole
say.
soundtrack. Very Tangerine.
Oh,
Dream.
yes. As far as
Oh,
that
yeah,
goes,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
And for the record, I absolutely love insects and bugs. Etymology is great, and yes, they are incredibly important, and people should be nicer to them. I was
The more you know.
responding to somebody in chat we were agreeing about.
Thank you, Army.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, it's
Well-
time to put on the air conditioner and get the
Get the flock out of here.
Get out of here.
Thank you, producer Scott. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Space Face, for being in our
Place.
studio audience.
Being
Pod
in the
people
center.
of the future. Keep potting. Miss Movie Puff Laura, Skook and Mike, Sasha Memora, Mark Vision's Truth, Hi, Mindy Horror Movie Addict, Panderjeet Singh, Army Beef, Christy Stanhope. Thank you for being in our chat tonight. All you turkey lurkies out there, keep lurking. Maybe say hi sometime. We won't
Just all you
fight
have to say is hi.
hard.
Cold Show Radio in 2 weeks, and we'll see you back here live in 3.